Okay, so here's a quick update on situation so far. We had some positive attitudes towards the Allied, aka US slash ROK forces. We had some good feedback towards what we are doing as a fraction, and what we are doing is actually moving north of the DMZ, and we managed to subdue this the enemy forces that were ganged up here north of the DMZ. We have the map to recon to a battalion level over here, and you can see all the different confirmed battalion locations. We had a huge troop concentration over here to the western sector. We managed you know, to attrite and to destroy a major portion of those by using air interdiction missions. Softening up this perimeter made it possible for ground troops to move with you know, with increased comfort, if you will. They're much more comfortable into threading those roads up north and going past the DMZs. As you can see, we have friendly armor battalions taking those border villages. Here we've taken the first border village, and this is actually the first, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is the first North Korean village that we managed to take, and progress is steady. It is definitely steady. As you can see, we're moving north over to the second border village. This thing is pretty impressive, what we did here with the air interdiction. Now they have some engineering battalions and signal battalions here, but really the majority of the battalions are air defense battalions. And as you can see, we're not long distance from Pyongyang, not a long distance at all. We're just about 65 miles straight line. It's going to be more on those roads, probably 80, 90, 100 miles on the moving across the ground. But really, there's nothing, there's not a considerable resistance force left for the enemy to employ. You know, surprisingly enough, they do not have reserve force, which is probably the way this campaign is set up, which is a huge mistake. Really, they have something up their sleeve here at Hamhung. So some motor rifle battalions that they could employ, but really nothing more than that. This is Wonsan, you know, this is not Hamhung, I'm sorry, this is Wonsan. So they have some reserves here in Wonsan, motor rifle battalions. Actually, it's an infantry battalion. But this is pretty much it. I would not go as far as saying enemies in disarray, but they're certainly deorganized, and they're certainly retreating towards the north. We managed to knock out an HQ battalion here. The other HQ battalion is over here to the west, and I don't think that we're going to be concerning ourselves here with movements to the west. As you can see, pretty sparse enemy presence. The majority of the battalions are engineer battalions, which are probably setting up minefields and rigging explosives to hinder friendly movement. But this is pretty much what it is. engineering battalions and air defense battalion and ground troops really should have no problem whatsoever moving north. Now here in the BMS 4.33, it's very important, especially if your plane is an overall commander during the campaigns, to take full control of your ground troops, whether it's on a battalion level or on brigade or on a division level. We can actually switch to divisions here, and we can command on a larger scale. What I like to do, I like to switch battalions, because I can this way I can do pincer maneuvers and all kinds of different tactical maneuvers with the troops. Really, the focus is on the air war, but do not ignore ground moving units, because ground moving units are actually going to capture ground. They're going to capture objectives, and ground units are what wins the campaign. So very important to manage your ground units. Right here you can see we are getting flanked by those infantry battalions. So we definitely want to stay cautious of that. So this is really where they have 17 left, and they're going to be launching from the south. They're going to try to be sneaky on us and hit us on our left flank, or go around us. So we have to be cautious of that. Now we also have movements, so we also have some artillery elements. We have some MRLS batteries reported over here in those villages here near the eastern coast. So what I'm thinking is, actually, while those guys advance, I don't think they're gonna have any trouble whatsoever advancing and eventually taking Pyongyang. But in order to win this campaign, if I remember correctly, we also have to take Wonsan and Hamhung, the two major East Coast cities. So I'm thinking about switching to some of the ROK squadrons, which I'm going to task with air interdiction of those troops over here. This is the area that got the least attention from us, the eastern area, and we definitely have to put some bombs on those guys, so we can have here the tank battalions to move north here as well, because those two cities are two of the three major objectives, which are actually victory conditions that have to be met. So a movement north across this eastern sector is definitely a must. So yeah, probably some air interdiction here, and just try to babysit those guys while they're moving north and taking Pyongyang. And I mean, really, if we're able to take Pyongyang, we should be good to go. And we have no movement from the Chinese whatsoever. They're not hinting in any way that they are gonna intervene in this conflict, and no actually word from the Russians as well. So pretty bad situation for the DPRK. So that's pretty much it. So let's see how this thing resolves.
North Korea has fallen to the combined forces. The first troops entering the captured city discovered starvation and disease ravaging the civilian population. The Red Cross has mounted a massive relief effort. From a secret command bunker near the Chinese border, Kim Jong-il pledged that his revolution would continue until the last North Korean was dead. For U.S. soldiers, the capture of Pyongyang is an important step toward ending the war and returning home.
That its intent was to protect Russian interests in the region, interests which have been compromised by the United States domination of the UN debate on Korea. The entry of the Russian troops into the war will significantly improve the quality of the forces arrayed against the South. Russia's pilots in particular will be eager to prove that their aircraft and skills are superior to those of their American peers. The combined forces of the Republic of Korea and the United States have achieved victory. The price has been high in both dollars and lives, but the cost of defeat would have been far higher. It is time for the Koreans to rebuild their cities and their lives. The success of the U.S. effort was due in no small measure to the determination and skill of American pilots. The Air Force has proven once again that it is the best fighting force in the world. U.S. soldiers can return to their families with the gratitude of the Korean people, proud of a job well done.